Welcome to Today on 2. It is Friday, the 25th day of January, and no freezing rain. Temperatures are above 40, but it's not a good day to drive north. If you have plans of going to Tennessee, you may want to wait a little while. They're getting ice in Tennessee. Let's check our weather forecast, brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. Make the switch to Mitch. Weather almanac for the 25th of January. The average high temperature is now 54. The average low is 28. The record high is 75 in 1950. The record low 5 below zero in 1963. Sunset this afternoon at 5:11. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:48. There's the satellite picture, and oh, what a wonderful day to be in the Midwest. It looks like ice in Tennessee and snow to the north, and boy, if you look out west, it looks like another snowstorm is developing. Our part of the country, well, not too bad. It'll be cloudy. Here's our forecast for today: a 70% chance of rain, a high in the mid-40s. For tonight, a slight chance of rain, low in the mid-30s. Sunshine tomorrow, high around 50. Sunday, cloudy, mid-50s. Monday, upper 50s. Tuesday, lower 60s. And Wednesday, lower 60s. Wow. We certainly have a change in the weather.
We do, yes.
Goodness gracious. We go from 4 inches of snow to temperatures in the 60s in a matter of a few days. Well, let's see. Paige has her first nursing test today.
Are you ready? Yes, I feel ready, but you never know until you get in that room. So let's just hope that I do well.
You had one instructor tell you had to study how many hours a week?
40 hours a week.
40 hours a week of study time. Mm-hmm. Have you done that?
I'm really, really close to it.
Okay.
I'm probably about 35 or so, 30 to 35.
That's a lot. That's a full-time job, just studying. Yes. That's not going to class.
No.
That's just study time.
That's just study time.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let's see. Do we have a Facebook friend for today?
We do. Joseph Duncan is our Facebook friend of the day today, and he likes Alabama football and Duck Dynasty. So thank you, Joseph, for being our friend. And if you would like to be our friend, all you have to do is log on to Facebook and friend us, Channel 2 Coleman.
Okay. This is Friday. That's politics. Who's our guest today?
Our guest today is Senator Paul Bussman.
And we'll turn things over to the political panel right after this.
In the nation, we can't make every annoying thing disappear, but we can eliminate deductibles. Nationwide insurance members who add vanishing deductible get $100 off for every year of safe driving. Join the nation where deductibles go.
Nationwide is on your side.
At 5 o'clock on the morning of August 19th, 1934, a transcontinental train journey began, which was to be unique in history. Its destination was the new escape-proof prison on the island of Alcatraz. And its passengers were 54 case-hardened and desperate criminals, headed by the gangster overlord whose deeds had given him the undisputed title of public enemy number one, Scarface Al Capone.
E-I-E-I-O, and on the farm it has some turkeys. E-I-E-I-o, gobble over here, and gobble over there, and gobble, 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 gobble here, gobble there, quack, gobble, gobble, quack, 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 here, quack there, quack, 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 E-I-E-I-O. Oh my God, had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm it had some chicks, E-I-E-I-O. It's chick over here, and chick over there, and chick, 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 and chick there, where chick, moo, 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 yeah, moo there, where moo, meow, 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 meow there, where meow, bitty, 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 piggy there, piggy, gobble, 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 here, gobble there, where gobble, gobble, quack, 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 here, quack there, quack, 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 E-I, E-I.
Well, a good Friday to you. My goodness. On a morning that has all kinds of implications. At least that's what the Weather Service told us, but none of it happened. We're glad to.
Which is a good thing.
Want to welcome, Mr. Drake, and I want to welcome Senator Paul Bussman. Thank you.
Good to be here.
Paul,
Good to be here again.
Yes. About getting ready to go back to business, right?
It's getting close. It's getting close. A week and a half. and we'll be back in session for 3 months.
What are some of the major issues you're going to tackle in this session?
Well, one of the major issues is always the budgets. The budgets still are going to be very difficult. Medicaid is still one of the big monsters in the system that we're going to have to deal with. There's going to be a tremendous push for some type of gun control. There's going to be a tremendous push for pro-life issues. And I think this is going to be a defining session for the Republican Party to determine exactly where they stand and going into the future elections, how they operate in the future.
Let me ask you this. What made the headlines last week, of course, was the gun control and some legislation or an attempt by the president to start restricting the sale of assault weapons and other type weapons. How much leeway, how much ability do local state governments and a sheriff, for example, some sheriffs, like the one in Madison County, says, I'm not going to enforce those laws I feel are unconstitutional. Do you expect a fight over that or a showdown?
Well, I don't think you'll see that big of a showdown. I think what you'll see, though, in the legislative session, you'll see the legislature strengthen our ability to keep those rights the way they are. We're going to basically be telling the federal government, these are rights given to you by the Constitution. These are states' rights as well, and we're not going to let you impose your version on that. So I think if you see anything that has anything to do with gun control, it's going to be re-emphasizing our rights to carry guns and to have guns, and there will be no diminishing of those rights. You know, even though we do have the Connecticut issue that was a terrible thing, we still have a Constitution that says you have a right to bear arms, and we will reinforce that.
This has put people in one corner or the other, hasn't it?
Correct.
Especially legislators. Senator, was it Roger Bedford, wanted to rather introduce legislation, he hoped, to allow people to take guns to the workplace?
And that's been there for the last 2 years. What it's saying is that a person can take a weapon to a workplace if they leave it locked up in their trunk. And the reason that is an issue is we have people, especially in Coleman County, that drive to Huntsville, that drive to Birmingham, that drive to Nashville, that drive to Florence, and they do that late at night. They live on roads that are very can be dangerous roads, and they feel comfortable carrying a weapon to protect them on the travel. Well, what do they do with the weapon when they get to work? Are they allowed to leave it in their car, or are they going to have to park off-site? And that's the issue that we're dealing with. Does the company or the employer have the right to tell them they cannot bring that weapon on their property? But you also have a person that's driving to work for protection that has to do something with that weapon, and so it's always been an issue. It's going to be another issue. Big business doesn't like it. NRA likes it, so you've got a tremendous fight there.
Where do you stand, Paul, on this issue? Where do you draw the line, if you draw a line, regarding weapons?
I think that if they leave it in their car locked up, then I think that's fine. I would rather have that weapon for their travel back and forth, for their personal protection. If somebody's going to come into a business and start shooting, it doesn't matter whether you've told them to lock it up in the car or not bring it on site. I mean, many companies, you're not supposed to bring guns into their building, but they do anyway. And so to restrict a person's rights because there's somebody that could do something, to me is a hard argument for me to argue. If somebody's willing to kill themselves, and if somebody's willing to hurt themselves, then I've always said they are capable of taking a bunch of people out. And we see that in schools, the school systems. We hope we'll be able to come up with a good program to protect themselves from those intruders. But we can't pass a law that generalizes everything.
Right.
Because Coleman, Alabama is much different than Jefferson County. Jefferson County is much different than Mobile County. And so you have each school district is going to have to determine exactly what's the best interest of their students. Now, I don't have a problem giving them the opportunity to train first responders in their school. You know, when police officers go to academy, they don't have any gun experience. They don't know how to shoot. You know, we could send teachers in the summer and train them in that type of situation, and have them as first responders in the school. If something should happen, they would be available immediately. Because once the police get there, it's going to be taken care of.
Right.
But it's the time between. If we have people there at the schools that are capable and are trained, then I think that would be a deterrent. And you don't tell the people who those people are. You know, you don't want to say, well, this teacher here is a first responder, and this teacher here is a first responder, because people are smart enough to say, okay, this is how I'm going to go in and avoid those people. Anytime you have a uncertainty, that deters. And if somebody's not certain what they're going into when they go there, they're going to think twice. And so those are the kind of things we need to give schools the leeway to do to protect their students.
All right. We've got lots to talk about with Senator Paul Bussman when we return. We'll take a break.
At Premier Bank, we are very proud of the long-lasting relationships we have with our customers. We'll go almost anywhere to meet your banking needs.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Cullman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Meet the KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop. It might just change the way you cook. Induction technology heats the pan and not the cooking surface to offer you a new level of precision, speed, and energy efficiency. 9 settings give you different levels of heat to achieve precise temperatures and amazing responsiveness. Water boils in just seconds, making this the fastest to boil induction cooktop available. The KitchenAid 36-inch induction cooktop.
Life lived in black and white is not a life lived. Today, I choose color. To see it. To feel it. To be in it. To be upon it. And to live a life surrounded by it. Today, I put on a fresh coat.
Welcome back to Today on 2. It's time to give away our prizes for today. Let's see what we have for prize on Friday. We have coffee from Gelato Joe's in the Warehouse District. We have KSW colored salt, which is also available at Gelato Joe's and Rumor's Deli. And we have 2 cupcakes from Frosting's Bakery. Woo, good prizes for today. Let's look at our merchant ads. We'll ask a question, of course, about one of the ads. And who do we start with today? Borden Family Pharmacy on Highway 157. Chris Borden providing immunizations including flu, pneumonia, meningitis, shingles, and whooping cough. Borden Family Pharmacy.
And Renard's Gallery Gifts. They're offering jewelry, framing, and prints. You can visit them on the web at renardsgallery.com or give them a call 739-5997.
The fitness opportunities are available at the Wellness and Aquatic Center. They have a variety of aerobic and cycling classes, the Zumba classes, both in the pool and on land.
Auto Tech foreign and domestic repair and service. See David Methvin in his new location in Vinemont, Alabama beside Richmont Community Church.
And Dairy Queen's Blizzard of the Month for January is Chocolate Candy Shop. The mini Blizzard meal deal is just $5.
Hansville Guns & Ammo has lower prices on guns, ammo, and reloading supplies. Right now their special is the Judge, so go out and see them at Hansville Guns & Ammo.
Night Free Insurance, providing insurance for over 3 generations now. awarded one of the top 10 growth agencies for auto owners insurance in the state of Alabama.
And Mullins Body Shop, you've counted on them for over 50 years, and you can still count on them today. Give Sunny, Stacy, Beth, or Jim a call at Mullins Body Shop.
Baldwin Counseling Center, Dr. Howard Rogers says help is a phone call away. Call for an appointment, 256-737-3087, doing individual and family counseling.
America's propane company is AmeriGas, where customer satisfaction is their #1 goal. You can give them a call at 734-3422 or visit them at amerigas.com.
And those are some of the merchant ads. Question for today, who is your hometown bookstore? Our telephone number, 256-734-7399. Which of our advertisers is your hometown bookstore? And our prizes for today, coffee for 2 from Gelato Joe's, KSW Colored Salt, and 2 gigantic cupcakes from Frosting's Bakery.
That sounds so good right now. 2 delicious cupcakes.
Those are the prizes. And again, who is your hometown bookstore? 256-734-7399. Way over there, they're telling me we have a phone call. Hello, who's calling?
Daddy.
From where are you calling? From where are you calling? Do we have somebody there? Hello?
Coleman.
Okay. We must be on a big delay here or something like that. Okay, what's the right answer?
Deb's Bookstore.
Deb's Bookstore is the right answer. Stay on the line, please. Thanks for calling in. Yes, Deb's Bookstore is your hometown bookstore. Let's look at the rest of our merchant ads right now. Starting with Mr. Hicks Menswear, now offering suits and sport coats made to your measurements. Made to measure suits and sport coats. Now available at Mr. Hicks Menswear.
And Tires for Less has more than just tires. They offer oil changes, minor engine repairs, and shocks and brakes repairs. Come out and see Greg and the guys at Tires for Less on Highway 31, just past 157.
What does happy look like? Step out in style with Allegria shoes, available at Uniform Place on 2nd Avenue Southeast. And these are just some of the styles available now at Uniform Place.
And make 2013 the best school year ever with the Tutor Doctor. They offer in-home one-on-one personalized tutoring. You can visit them at inhometutors-alabama.com. They offer a free consultation.
The crew at Earl's Body Shop reminds you, move over for emergency vehicles. They do large and small towing, local or long distance, as well as, of course, auto body repair. Earl's Body Shop on Highway 31 North.
And the H. Chance Christian Bookstore is inspiring the heart for Valentine's Day. They have music, novels, Maibo tablets, and gifts in the South Coleman Shopping Center.
People's Tires Brake and Alignment Center, Friday special, $10 off brake service. That's available today and every Friday at People's Tires on Catherine Street.
And antique-inspired heirloom jewelry set with genuine Swarovski crystals for your Valentine. That's available at Doug Doggett Jewelers on Compass Way, Southwest Coleman.
There's Deb's Bookstore, your hometown bookstore just down the road. Used books half price every day. New books are 20% off every day. Deb's Bookstore. And those are the merchant ads we have for today. Now it's time to check our birthdays. Who's celebrating on the 25th of January?
Well, today Aiden Fisher, Eric Jones, and James Mitchell celebrate a birthday. And tomorrow Lewis Allison celebrates. And on Sunday, Pam Allison celebrates. So happy birthday to you all. And now it's time to draw for our winner of an 8x10 portrait from Baker Photography and an ice cream cake from Dairy Queen.
Okay, our winner for this week is Lewis Allison. And Lewis's birthday is what, tomorrow? I believe so. No anniversaries to talk about this week. We'll be back with our community billboards right after this.
There's stuff around your house, but we don't make stuff. We make ovens. Dual fuel, double ovens. And they bake so evenly that now delicious is something you can depend on. We only make things for one room. The best room. Your kitchen. We're devoted to it. And you can feel it in everything we make. Nobody knows the kitchen like KitchenAid.
Overwhelmed by home refinancing offers from telephone solicitors and direct mail advertising, and then find you're not qualified for a specific plan? The Mortgage Center, a hometown lender, compares the rates from all home loan lenders and the qualifications of the various government programs to find a plan best suited to you. The Mortgage Center helps Coleman County people purchase and refinance their homes.
This is Pat Newton. Call us today and let us tailor a loan program to your specific needs and requirements.
Westminster Assisted Living.
It's like five-star hotel service.
There's a full-service beauty salon, barbershop, library, and activity rooms, private dining room for personal and family entertaining, and a skylit two-story atrium conversation area. Westminster Assisted Living also has a memory support care unit for residents with Alzheimer's and other forms of dementia. Westminster Assisted Living. Come live with us.
At Premier Bank, we take pride in serving our community. We respect our customers, and we've won awards for our ethical conduct. We're motivated to do all we can for you, and we're interested in your banking needs. We're efficient, safe, and sound, and our relationships with our customers are second to none.
At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
Billboards are brought to you by Pepsi and Coleman Jefferson Gas. Missoula Children's Theater presents The Wizard of Oz this Saturday, January the 26th at the Coleman Civic Center for 2 performances at 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. And the Coleman Animal Shelter needs your help. The shelter needs items such as leashes, kitty litter, large crates, and medium to large housing pens. Please call 338-2936 for more information. The Coleman High School Jazz Band presents the 17th Annual Big Band Dance, Friday, February the 8th at the Coleman Civic Center from 7 to 9. It's $6 per person, $10 per couple. There are free dance classes 30 minutes before it starts. And if you would like to send us a community billboard, please send it to channel2coleman@gmail.com, fax it to 734-7680, or friend us on Facebook, Channel 2 Coleman.
The weather forecast brought to you by Mitch Smith Chevrolet on Cherokee Avenue. It's going to be cloudy with a 70% chance of rain today, a high in the mid-40s. Cloudy tonight, slight chance of rain, low in the mid-30s. Sunshine tomorrow with a high in the lower 50s.
At Premier Bank, we're a bit old-fashioned. We actually answer the telephone when you call. However, old-fashioned doesn't mean we aren't up to date. With the latest technology, Premier Bank meets the various needs of our customers. Mobile smartphone banking, internet banking, ATMs, convenient offices. At Premier Bank, we have the right products right now with good old-fashioned customer service. At Premier Bank, we put the customer first.
20 years ago, it was a different breed of men who came west. They were looking for adventure and excitement. There was plenty of adventure to go around, and lots of excitement. At first, it was the Indians who provided the adventure. And for those who lived to tell about it, there was no question about its being exciting.
Mr. Curtin, Mr. Knotts. Well, what are you doing hiding there behind the table?
Listen, nobody told me I had to share a dressing room.
Didn't they tell you about her?
Her?
What's the matter, sweetie? You don't like chorus girls?
And we're back with Senator Paul Bussman, and Tom Drake had the opportunity to go make a trip to Washington this week. Is that right?
Yeah, I was invited. I received 2 tickets from President Obama and 2 tickets from Senator Dick Shelby. so that we could participate and go, and so I enjoyed it very much, but I wouldn't want to go again. It's kind of claustrophobic. I mean, you know, I stood on Capitol steps and I looked. As far as you can see was people, thousands and thousands of people, and it was unbelievable. You couldn't. There's no seats. You look at it all. As a matter of fact, what surprised me was when you right up in front of the Capitol, and they were televising everything. The individuals wasn't out there. Just a 50-foot television screen is what was out there.
So you watched it on television?
So I watched it on television, and I had a hard time looking over people's heads, and if I could have had it better if it had been here in Beaumont looking at it.
Same principle applies to some of these football games, you understand?
Oh, yeah.
It's better to watch it at home, I think.
But anyhow, it was a good experience. I always wanted to go to one, but I don't care to go to that one.
Let's get back to our subject at hand, and that is Senator Bussman. What are some things we can expect out of this session, do you think?
Well, I think the issues with guns, pro-life issues are going to be on the forefront. Budget issues are going to be extremely important. Some of my issues are going to be making sure we operate in an appropriate fashion, as I have done before, which sometimes irritates leadership a little bit. But we have to do things in a certain way. We've stated that we're going to do it a certain way, and I think that we ought to be held accountable for those processes that we go through. It needs to be a fair process, and I think that's my goal, is to make sure that what we do in a fair manner that is beneficial to everybody as opposed to beneficial to certain groups.
What do you predict is going to happen here regarding the gun control issues and strengthening Alabama's Constitution?
I think you'll probably see a bill that will have a constitutional amendment that reaffirms our rights. You'll see Roger Bedford's bill probably get held up with a filibuster just because big business doesn't want it. There will be somebody that will step up and filibuster that bill. The one thing that I'm going to watch very closely this time is, as soon as this session's over, we can start raising money for re-election if you choose to be re-elected. And so what I'm going to look for this time is people in the Senate and in the House that are doing things for special interests to generate income for their re-election. And that could be a problem. You can have a person that does something to slow things down or to filibuster an issue simply because they're looking for that support. And hopefully that won't be a big issue in the Senate. But it is a concern of mine because we've seen that before. So those are the kind of things that we need to be very careful with. Special interests are going to have a very strong hand in the session this time because of that. And so, so we need to be very careful what we allow them to control and what we allow them to stand on the sidelines and not participate.
Some sheriffs, like I mentioned, the one in Madison County, says he's not going to enforce the laws he feels are unconstitutional. That's going to put local sheriffs in a tough situation, isn't it?
Well, there's choices that we make, law enforcement has to make on what to enforce and what not to enforce. It depends on what their workforce is. We've got seatbelt laws, we've got texting laws, and you can drive down the street and see people without a seatbelt on, but they choose not to enforce that unless there's another issue that's with that. So they do that all the time. But I think the gun issue is going to be an interesting issue to see how the sheriffs handle those in individual counties.
Of course, it's kind of like Judge Moore's deal.
There was a lot of backlash, wasn't there, this last election? People upset, saying that we got so much involvement by the feds that I think that's one of the reasons why Roy Moore got back into office.
And I think you're exactly right. And the speaker came out with the House agenda, and the House agenda is we dare defend our rights, and that is specifically aimed at the federal government, saying that we are not going to allow you to come in and do things to Alabama that you are not allowed to do constitutionally.
Can we get you back with us, maybe on and off
anytime?
This session?
I appreciate it. I'd be glad to come back.
Well, thank you, Mr. Drake, for telling us your story. And Senator Bussman, for your information. Thank you. For today on 2, that's politics.